Hey, what's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tour Reviews. We are checking out a Harbor Freight in my hometown of Wisconsin. Gonna check for some new stuff here. I like how I get emails from Harbor Freight like almost once a week, like, hey, we got this new tool out right now. They are really doing an amazing job of just keep releasing new stuff. And I always find myself, hey, does Harbor Freight have a version of that? Maybe, and I kind of like to stop at Harbor Freight and see what is new. They've always got something crazy, something new always happening. Like their grease guns now. They've got, grease guns for both Bauer and Hercules. Of course, these brands are still being slowly fleshed out over time. We're kind of seeing these slowly get there. Haven't anybody used their greaser yet? I'm curious if anyone's used this yet. I always kind of buy like whatever I can find on Amazon that's, sort of recommended there, but not a bad deal for this stuff. And of course, I'm curious to see if this is actually a good brand or not. Might get this shot on my trailer here in a little bit, but let me know in the comments, guys, if you used it in the past. I will say one thing that I have not been happy with at Harbor Freight has been their straps. I have found them to be, not very weather resistant. They seem to break down very easily after they get wet. I feel like they get wet and they kind of start degrading over time pretty quickly there. I always say go for the Husky ones. Those have held the best for me for any brand I've ever used. I've never got them sponsored or anything. They never sent me anything for free from Husky or Harbor Freight here anyways, for that matter. And the Husky ones always seem to work the best for me just from using it on my trail all the time. It's going to work great. Now, I think they're coming out with a couple of new types now, too, so I really want to try those out. And I do like these kind of mid-duty ones, these 700-pound ones. It's a great size, and I wish more brands would make a 700-pound instead of the larger, heavy-duty, like 1,500-pound ones. I feel like that's too small sometimes. And then, of course, the heavy-duty ones, which actually they have those right here. Yep. I feel like these are way too big at times. I like the medium-sized ones. I wish more brands would actually do that. One thing you always forget at Harbor Freight is they actually have full-size machinery here. We got full-on metal cutting bandsaws. We've got some of the bending machines here. They still sell this stuff, which is pretty cool. Now, for people that I know that have actually bought this stuff, it can be hit or miss here or there. But they've got 12-ton, 20-ton shop presses. And I mean, if you're somewhat good at tinkering with some of this stuff, you can fix it yourself. Any minors that pop up, you can grind it off or weld something back on to really give you, what you're looking for. So decent pricing on this stuff. The fact that it's actually in stock right now, it actually makes it a pretty cool deal. I find it so cool they have their own fans here too. I've actually seen some people at the beach or doing something outside. I see these fans all over the place. I've been actually ironically seeing mostly Ryobi and Craftsman, of course the cheapest ones to get your hands on, of course, with a battery platform. But it's cool to see the Bauer and Hercules ones out here as well. And I have not had any chance to really try these things out. I've had the DeWalt one, I've got the Makita one now. And I like this design a lot better. The Makita one I have is very easy to fall over, very top heavy. But having these designs, especially the Bauer one, seems like it's a fantastic size, pretty portable, easy to maneuver, and what is it, like $24? That is incredible pricing for this thing. Especially the Hercules being only $30, just a phenomenal deal. Pick up a battery charger for this thing, you'll be well under $100 for this. Great deal there. One thing I don't use very much is anything pneumatic. I will say I never really use it much of it. I'm pretty much gone cordless for everything anyways, but it's still a really, really big seller, and a lot of people that I know that still use it, a lot of it's very affordable stuff. Like they got air jewels for $12 here, which is pretty cool. And especially air impacts are still a really, really big thing. I know Torque just challenged a few things comparing cordless to air, a lot of comparisons there, and I will say air is quite a bit cheaper, but I would say when you can start adding in, you got to buy hoses, a compressor, connections. I kind of feel like it does get a bit more complicated, and at times probably about the same price as we're in cordless anyways. So really kind of what you preference, what you want to do. But I feel like a lot of the younger guys I know are doing all cordless like myself, and then a lot of people that have been doing it for way longer, way more experience, are still on pneumatic quite a bit. So really it's down to your preference at this point, but I don't think air is going anywhere anytime soon. It's still a really, really big thing here. Absolutely love this new purple for this 3-ton Super Duty jack. I think I'm going to buy a purple for my next jack, and hopefully tool chest buy. I think it'll be that purple. And I wish they would do this burnt red on stuff. That is such an awesome burnt red, and they've kind of got that fire orange too. Those are two really cool colors. I'm surprised they don't have more items in the store with those colors. But again, these 3 colors I think are just phenomenal. They're definitely colors that I would buy with pretty much anything here. I do want to go to maybe a 4-ton jack to lift on my RV. My Daytona 3-ton does struggle a bit. My RV weighs about 10,000 pounds, and just getting it up sometimes, you really got to push on that handle quite a bit. I did check the oil, everything, that's all fine. But I assume probably a 410 will have a lot easier time getting that up with really less effort. And I've talked about Hercules stuff a few times on the channel, something I haven't really jumped into, but I've been doing just a ton of research on comparing those couple of mid-range brands. I talked about Metabo HPT, we have Hercules as one of those, we have Rigid, and then we've also got Cobalt as well as your last one. So I've been kind of noticing that Hercules seems to have the best reliability, one of the best warranties out there, and overall cheapest pricing you can find on eBay. So I'm kind of leaning towards Hercules about kind of winning that battle there of the best mid-range brand. I don't want to for sure say that just yet, but it is getting pretty close, honestly, to comparing a lot of these brands. I think Hercules is really pulling ahead. Love seeing the new Series 3 here stuff. I will say, compared to the Series 1 that I've got, this stuff is definitely getting a lot deeper here. I do love the kind of the blacked out drawer look here. And you can tell these drawers are expansive here. Noticeably deeper drawers, definitely. So be aware of that. If you've ever got some of the older US General stuff, you want to go to the new stuff, it's going to be a bit deeper. And then this is quite a bit taller too. I've noticed that in a couple of videos I've done before. And that green really pops here. Especially that black handles here. A lot of pop there. I think this one locked. Yeah, that one's locked, unfortunately. And then of course the blue. I wish the blue was maybe a hair brighter. It definitely is dark with that all blacked out look to it. Lots of hand tools here, of course, lots of wrenches. I will say I've noticed a difference when it comes to high quality wrenches and low quality wrenches, depending on what you're doing. If you're professional, I'd say definitely go for some higher quality stuff. For what I do, though, I don't necessarily use wrenches in a very professional setting, but I will say, a lot of the just regular wrenches, buy something like this here, that's, I would call it like sort of mid-grade quality there. It does seem to work pretty decent for a lot of the stuff. I know if you get the really cheap wrenches and the small ones, especially in this kit down here, this is a great starter kit, but these wrenches are pretty poor quality, especially these have been really poor quality in my kit. I do try to avoid using them if I don't have to. They just don't really feel, really strong, and they feel like the steel definitely kind of gets a little more flexible with those. So I would say if you do need wrenches, definitely pick up something a little bit better quality, like even like the Quins here, going to be definitely more quality for you. If you want to go really spend the money, spend the Icon stuff. But I've got the Icon stuff myself, and I think it's a massive step ahead compared to just the regular Paceberg stuff. And does it worth the money? Yeah, I'd say it is. If you're really using wrenches a ton, yeah, go for the Icon, definitely. A fun story, I used some of these wheels here on a go-kart that I had, and man, I think I used these, and I had these things actually fall apart on me pretty quick. I think I got maybe about a mile on the road of my go-kart, and these things were already falling apart. I would say, guys, check the clearance section. This one's actually really small here for clearance section. You never know what you're going to find here. There's always some decent deal here to find. I always love seeing the Warrior stuff here. Basically the definition of I just need a tool for one project. Give me the cheapest one. The classic Warrior stuff here, It's really cheap, yeah. I mean, comparable to Amazon stuff. I actually want to do a video where I compare the cheapest of Harbor Freight, the cheapest stuff on Amazon, and kind of see where it goes from there. I'm sure you can find a cheaper standard of that on Amazon if I had to try. But of course, getting the 90-day warranty on Amazon, not a terrible deal there, when you look at that stuff. But there's a Warrior option for almost every single tool here at Harbor Freight. I mean, $37. I've got the original Chicago electric belt sander. I think it was like $20 from Harbor Freight. It was so cheap. I bought it probably 10 years ago now. Still works great. It's such a great tool. And yet I want to go to the cordless version of it, but I use it like maybe once a year. And the Chicago electric one still works just fine. It does what it needs to do for $20. From my experience using a lot of the bits and stuff here, I will say the only ones honestly worth their weight in anything is always going to be the Hercules ones. Definitely avoid the Warrior stuff. The Bauer stuff has been kind of meh for me. Hercules seems to have about the same quality as DeWalt in my opinion from using that. Spade bits here, you're looking at some spade bits, just go right for the Hercules. Definitely better design. I'm not a fan of this design for spade bits. That design, I like the self-screwing spade bits, or at least the self-driving spade bits there. They work so much better. That's kind of the same style as like Diablo bits there, and they work just way better. So pretty much anything I recommend, just go right to the Hercules version here if you can. I still love their tape measure here quite a bit because they are lifetime warranty. Something happens, you break it, something happens, it busts out, something like that crazy, lifetime warranty. They give you a new one, no receipt needed. Back when they used to give away these for free, that was always fun. They are still lifetime warranty. I got like 40 of those in a drawer, I think, somewhere. And they are lifetime warranty. I've broken like 3 or 4 of them. They do break pretty easily, but lifetime warranty, so they are pretty solid there. Yeah, talk about getting that fan over there before, the Bauer fan. $60 gets you a impact driver, a battery, and a charger. So that is super cheap there. Or if you want to spend a little more money, you can get a larger 5 amp hour battery. And of course, additional batteries are rather cheap here too. And looks like we got a few clearance items over here too. What is that going to be? The impact wrench bear is $50. That's not a bad deal. Again, Bauer is one of the cheapest brands out there when it comes to actually, is that the $55 for the drill? Yeah, the drill kit is actually $5 cheaper. 1.5 amp battery, charger, bag. There you go. Not a bad deal there. They're really going all out here with a lot of these creepers here. They got blue, green, black, gray now. That's actually not bad. And these things are $40. They're Pittsburgh. I don't know if they have any warranty on them, but man, $40. That's a great deal for these things. I really do need to pick one of these up eventually. And I'll probably go with the green. I was like going with more visible colors because, of course, it keeps, you can find it in your shop much easier. It's like, oh, yeah, there's that giant green creeper over there. If I get it in black, it kind of will blend into somewhere in the darkness there. These patchy cases I found to be actually very good quality. I've got a few of them, using a few different purposes, and they seem to hold up absolutely phenomenal. The one thing that I've always found really confusing at Harbor Freight here is a lot of their bags. They're priced pretty high, definitely compared to, like, Husky and Cobalt stuff. But they're not really any warranties on these things, and just been kind of confused by that overall. The bag pricing's always been very high, but a lot of the Apache stuff is a phenomenal deal. So I definitely go for Apache stuff. You need some, heavy duty cases to haul stuff, some very valuable equipment. That's the right way to go. Well, guys, that's all I've got for you today. This is actually a really small Harbor Freight up here in my hometown of Wisconsin here. Probably one of the smallest ones I've been in. A lot of the Harbor Freights I've been in are much more expansive. This one seems really tight and compact here. But this is all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and take care. Have a great day.